everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maureen, and today I'm going to be sharing with you everything that I made in the month of October, plus my November sewing plans. If you're new here, my name is Raven and I am a sewing content creator, small business owner, and a Nomi pattern designer. Okay, so I got my list here of October sewing makes. I had to go back in my feed and just kind of see what all I made because a lot of it was just running together. Like my memory was not serving me well. So I started off the month by setting some goals for myself at the end of September. So in my September and October video, I said I wanted a softer October. I talked about going through my stash, and then I talked about possibly getting into a Halloween costume, but I didn't sound very confident in it. So let's tick off some of these goals that I hit. I did have a softer October. Yes. I did go through my stash. And that maybe Halloween costume turned into a yes Halloween costume. So I hit some pretty good goals here. So let's talk about some of the things that I made. There was McCall's 8534, which was the red like Selena jumpsuit that I made. And there is a sew along available for that. But this was out of the new McCall's collection. And I used like this red Liverpool knit. It came together so well. Like when I tell you guys, I did not adjust a single thing on this pattern. I may have made suggestions to y'all on how to adjust it in the sew along, but I didn't adjust anything. And I was ooh, she's bad. And you all agreed with me. This was a very popular make across my socials. You guys loved the red. You loved me in the red. So I appreciate that. And I think we all know now that red might be my color. Like I've owned red garments before, but I think this was like the one time that we all were like, do that more. The next thing I made was the backless sweater. So I used Simplicity 9010 and I made it backless, or no, I'm sorry, I didn't make it backless, but it is a backless sweater, but I only used the top part of this dress pattern. In the history of this pattern, I have cut it out, never made it because I wasn't totally sold on the skirt part. And so I just decided, you know what, I am not going to do the skirt. I'm just going to do the top. And it's beautiful and I love it. And I love how sexy I feel with the back out, and being sexy with my back out are two things that don't go together in a sentence, but it does for this sweater. So I love it. The other thing was that this was fabric that I used from my stash from a Fabric Mart mystery box. So I was able to check that box off and say, hey, I happen to use something from my stash in the month of October. And I had just enough for this pattern. So it all worked out wonderfully. So the other thing I made, and when I first made it, I thought it might be a fail. Let me just like table it. I finished it, but I wasn't totally in love with it. And this was ME 2046. And in the video where I talk about everything that I made in 1 week, you guys like you guys were just like, this is not a fail. This is not a work in progress. You just need to dress it up. And I agree with y'all. So I do have some like really nice opaque stockings in my Amazon shopping cart right now that I plan on buying. And I want to pair some really cute stockings and like a chunky sweater with this entire look. And I think it'll just bring everything together. So it's still hanging on the rack. I haven't chucked it, haven't thrown it away, and I'm excited to really like accessorize it up and really make it really nice. You guys also pointed out that leopard is back in, and so this was kind of on trend, but if we're being honest, leopard is never really out of style over here. So like to hear that, I was like, oh, I didn't know it ever left. I didn't know it was once out of style. Anyway, so I definitely plan on like I said, jazzing it up and whatnot. So then I also made, and I actually didn't show this one to you guys, but this was another stash busting project. Let me go grab it right quick. So this was another stash busting project. This was ME 2033, and I made the Colorblock pants. I didn't take pictures with it because I was waiting for these boots that I ordered to come in. They've come in, and now I kind of just don't feel like wearing these yet because it's really hot, you guys. Like, I am in a tank top on October 30th. It is 77 degrees outside. Like, I can't put this on right now. So I'll probably photograph these in November, but these are done. These are really cute. I'm thinking like if I pair them with a shirt, it might be like a black like shirt like this, or something that's got some sort of abstract shape to it. And then of course the boots that I bought as well. So again, be on the lookout for that outfit. I might do like a get ready with me for these pants. That way you guys can finally see what they actually look like. So I made those pants, right? And then I was like, I have essentially 10 days left in the month. And I'm like trying to figure out what to do with my hands. Like, I'm just like, so what do I do? I have 10 days left. And then I was like, well, you could do that Halloween project that you said that you weren't going to do. So with just 10 days left in the month, I decided to make Simplicity 9088, which is the flapper costume. And I'm so glad that I made this. So I do have an entire video, not quite a movie, but just a video of me making this flapper costume. The week that I made this flapper costume, I probably could have gotten it done sooner, except I had like 4 Zumba classes. I normally teach 1 Zumba class a week, and I, for some reason, set myself up to like sub for 3 classes over at the Y, and I was like, who would do that? But either way, I got a great workout last week. But also, it really kind of made me slow down and take my time with this project. So I made it, and I had already like bought all the accessories and the shoes and everything back in September, because in September I was full of hope of making this Halloween costume, and then by the end of September I was like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. So I had everything here with me. So then I made it. It's literally like 3 pieces, 3 pattern pieces. And like I said, all of the information and details is over in that video. But you guys, I love this costume. I have nowhere to wear it this year, but to me, I'm like, flapper costumes are somewhat timeless. They're kind of like, I don't know. I feel like you can get away with wearing it any Halloween season, to be honest with you. And so I'm like, I can have this and just have it in my closet. And then there's also the fact that, there's also Gatsby themed parties that happen for New Year's Eve. They happen for people's birthdays. So to have this in my closet just feels right. And there's something really cool about making a period costume for literally a time that was 100 years ago. Like, let that sink in. Like, and so that wasn't, the irony of that wasn't really lost on me. Um, but let's get into a little bit of some of the other details. So I knew that I wanted it to be over the top. I wanted there to definitely be this feeling of opulence, this feeling of excess, because that is honestly what the 1920s were about. It was also about women's liberation and things like that. And so with the dropped hemline, so if you are a student of fashion history, then you also know that component as well. And then this was also during a time of prohibition, so you have your speakeasies and these like small like clubs and juke joints that are populating, and then you've also got your flapper girls that are part of that piece of the culture. So to me, I was really channeling like everything that represents the 1920s in this one dress. And so my mood board in my head was, I don't know if you guys like Downton Abbey. You guys know I love Downton Abbey. But Lady Rose, which is, I think she's like a distant relative of the sisters on Downton Abbey. But when the series gets into the 1920s, her outfits are to die for. And so I was really channeling um, Lady Rose in a lot of ways with that. And then I was also channeling Jasmine Guy, Harlem Nights, and just a couple of different other references to that era. I mean, you can even think about the Harlem Renaissance. There's so many ways that this period of time has been capsulated and portrayed in film, television, and print. And so I hope I did it justice. I believe I did. I love this costume to death. And this is one of those things you would have to pry it from my dead cold hands before I would pass it off to anyone else. Okay, so let's talk about my November sewing plans. So I am keeping up with the theme of working with fabric in my stash. So let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so if you watched my weekly vlog series, you guys saw me pick up Simplicity 9688. This is such a beautiful blazer. If you look at the line illustrations for this blazer, you've got like princess seams. It's a little bit longer. You've got welt pockets. I'm not very crazy about the belt or the carriers with the belt, and I actually plan to leave that off. But what I do love, again, is those princess lines. And then I'm debating, I don't know if I'll have the time to add those vents on the sleeves. I think I am going to make time because I thought about it again and I'm like, no, I love that. I really do. So I plan on making it with this Telio fabric that I have. This is like a heather gray wool. And you guys, let me tell y'all about this Telio fabric. I have had this Telio fabric since 2020. I did like a campaign with them in the winter of 2020, and they basically paid me in fabric and was like, hey, go through our catalog and see what you like. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll choose this. So I chose this. I have 3 yards of it. And I'm like, I cannot go through another winter and then be on year 5 of holding on to this. This just needs to become something. And the something that I've decided on is Simplicity 9688. So I also have McCall's 8312. Now this is a pattern that I have made before, and I did a bit of hacking with this pattern, and I plan on doing that hacking again. So in partnership with Alpha, the folks that have kindly given me the mat and my new cutting tools and whatnot, I am making a holiday dress for them. And so I am using this red poplin fabric, and I'm going to pop in the sketch that I sent them for this project. So I'm kind of doing those trendy ties, and I'm going to use this pattern to hack the neckline and make that happen. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a really, really cute holiday dress, and I'll definitely have more than enough time to wear it since it's actually due at the end of this month, at the end of November. I'm hoping I can get to this. I'm not 100% sure. This is going to be a matter of deciding to use something in my stash or to use something brand new. So this is Simplicity pattern 8218, and I'm really drawn to the vest, which is View D, that the lady is wearing in the bottom half of the envelope. So I have some white faux fur here. The only thing is that the pile is very high on it, and what I mean by pile, the fur is very thick, and so I don't know if having that high of a neck with that high of a pile is going to be like just annoying me, and I'm going to get really itchy. And so I'm thinking I might need a lower pile fur. And so I've made a number of furs in the past, and if you guys are interested in like me doing a video about working with faux fur or anything like that, let me know, because I've had my fair share of experiences. I would definitely say that the one thing I do not like about working with fur is that it can get in your nose as you're cutting it. You know, it's kind of like the opposite end of sequins. It's like sequins, you'll just find it forever. Fur is just all consuming. And so they're kind of like two sides of the same coin, if you ask me. But when you sew it, it's wonderful, but like, and when you have a finished product, it's really wonderful. But sometimes in the thick of it, you are regretting your choices for sure. All right, you guys, it's finally happening. It's happening. Know Me Pattern 2016. And so I talked about in my fabric haul video how I really just decided to do it in black. And it was because of the volume in the sleeves and of the dress. I just didn't want a print to overpower my height and my frame. And so I am going forward with this, and I want to do it in a really nice, sleek, classic black. And I think that'll be good. Okay, and then I also have McCall's 8452. So this pattern came out the beginning of this year, and I actually did a sew along for it, but I did the sew along for view C. I'm planning to do the bubble skirt, which is view A. Bubble skirts are having a moment right now, and so I was like, you know what? This is the perfect time to use this black metallic fabric in my stash and make a bubble skirt out of it. So this is, y'all, I can't even tell you, this might be 2 or 3 years old. This I got from another Fabric Mart mystery box a couple of years back, and it sat in my fabric closet right here. Did not know what to do with it. I couldn't even figure out like what I wanted to do with it, and I was just like, you know what? Like I said, bubble skirts are having a moment. View A only takes, I think, maybe 2.5 yards of fabric, and this is about 2.5 yards right here. And so not only is it a great way to use what I have in my closet, but I'll have a really, really cute skirt after it. So I was in Belk the other day, and I came across this blouse by Karl Lagerfeld, and it is a tuxedo front with pearls on the front. Y'all, I was gagged. I said, oh, I got your pattern. I got your pattern. So I am going to use my pattern, and I'm going to whip that baby up. Mine is going to have sleeves, and so I'll still do the pleats, have the sleeves and whatnot, but I want to add pearls to the front. And this is also my opportunity to have the one color of the tuxedo blouse. So basically it'll be all white, and then again with the pearls in the front. So, and y'all know I got my perler kit, so that was a no-brainer. All right, you guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're not following me already, you can follow me at Raven Maureen on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.